If you study this very, very carefully and you ignore all the politics, that's what science is supposed to do, and you don't get your hand tied and your mouth completely controlled by the UN mouthpiece, then you will reach the conclusion that quite a substantial part is actually explained by natural component. The more sunlight you have, you will warm. You will evaporate more, and then you will evaporate water vapor. That causes the greenhouse effect. Water vapor is the primary greenhouse gas versus CO2, which is always known in any textbook as a secondary or tertiary greenhouse gas.
Some astronomers tell us global warming has nothing to do with human activity or fossil fuel-driven industrialization. The entire solar system is warming up due to fluctuations in the sun's coronal output.
Carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is a cycle that is driven almost entirely by our sun and has very little to do with human activity.
We have collected data from Mars, from Jupiter, from even out in Neptune. We have actually shown that the sun has melted the Mars ice cap. The sun is warming the whole solar system. And it so happened that Earth is one of the inhabitants of the solar system, period.
We don't see a lot of climate scientists and those talking about climate change and global warming mentioning the fact that there is a proportional increase in temperature on planets where there are no people.
A number of years back, we had climatologists tell us that the world was not warming. It was cooling due to the dimming effect of particulate matter in the atmosphere. With this discovery, the term global warming was converted into the term climate change. Talk about hedging your bets.
Look at the question of particulate matter in the atmosphere. What is the effect of that? How much of it? Where is it moving? What is it? What kind of things are it? Volcanoes. Volcanoes emit carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, carbon monoxide. Think of all the elements and compounds that are emitted. What is that effect?
Whether or not climate change is an existential threat, the United Nations is marching forward and using it to justify the central planning of not only the land, air, and water, but all resources, plants, animals, and humans on the planet, as we discussed earlier.
The global elitists who are currently in power want people to believe that carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, first, is a tremendous problem. And secondly, they want us to believe that the cycle of the amount of carbon dioxide that happens to be in concentrations in our atmosphere is driven by human activity.
The real problem here is that there's a political driving force behind what they call climate change, which is once again the desire of the UN through their general sustainable development theories to gain increasing control over the way industrial society operates. Then you really have a kind of a stranglehold on every country in which the United Nations can exercise this kind of power.
And that is why most governments around the world, because all of them have their totalitarian streak, have gone along so gladly and so readily with the storyline that global warming is going to happen at a rate sufficient to cause danger, and only the government can save the environment from the people.
The solution is always more government control, more taxes, and less freedom for you.